Hi, I'm Mary Wong. Welcome to Fertility Talks. And today I have a special guest, Lesley, here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mary.
And the reason why I have her here is because she has an awesome story that I want to share with you, or I'll let Lesley share with you, because many of us that go through fertility challenges, they always think, or you may always think, gosh, I'm getting too old, my eggs are old, my eggs are crappy, my husband's sperm's getting too old, whatever there is. And I want to tell you that it's not necessarily so. So we do this as a volunteer thing just to help you navigate your journey and hopefully gain hope in achieving the dream that you want. So let's get on with it. All right, so first of all, I've known Lesley for
a long
time. And this is
20 years.
20 years. So pre-fertility stuff. I mean, when I was single, when you were single, right? A long time. And she just came in for musculoskeletal stuff. But then at one point, I moved to Toronto, so then I didn't see you for a while. But at the age of 38, she came to see me because she was trying to conceive. And prior to that, you had never tried to conceive, right?
Correct.
Okay, so she had never been pregnant before, and then wanted to conceive at the age of 38, not married, but, am I allowed to say that?
That's okay.
Okay.
Common law. Common law.
Common law. And her partner is 6 years older,
Right.
also never had children. And so, navigating the fertility journey at this age is considered advanced maternal age. So there's this automatic scare, but the good news is that, were you really trying or no?
Casually, just not being careful, just if it happened, it happened.
Okay.
At that point.
Right. So
at 38, at that point.
So at 38, when you were casually trying, how long did it take for you to get pregnant?
1 year.
So it took 1 year, and then, unfortunately, you miscarried.
I had a miscarriage at 6 weeks.
Okay. And so is that the time when you decided to go check out a fertility clinic?
No. And then I just casually left it just to let nature take its course. But then when I was turning 40, I was getting a little bit more nervous about my age. And that's when I went to see the fertility clinic just to get checked out and to come see you.
Right. And then so what were they checking you out, and what did they see?
They did see that my uterus was heart-shaped. It's supposed to be triangular shaped. I'm not sure of the medical term for it.
Arcuate uterus, or it's heart-shaped, yeah.
So I had a little procedure done for that, not a big deal, in and out. And that fixed my issues.
Right.
Other than that, I was fine. My partner was fine as far as blood work and all of that went.
So then that means technically, for those of you out there, it's the shape of the uterus that was naturally there, and the thought is that when you have a heart-shaped uterus or a septum or something like that, it is that little dip. It's like a cartilage thing, and so it prevents implantation, or it prevents a good development of an embryo into a baby. So they took it out, and then what happened?
I did get pregnant naturally before I started any of the drugs with them. It was a timing. I literally just saw them, had this done, got pregnant, but had a miscarriage at 7 weeks. So we had to wait a little bit of time, and then I started the Clomid pills and the injections, and I did 3 rounds of that.
And so tell us what happened with the drugs.
I reacted badly. There is an injection you take, HCG, is it?
HCG for trigger shot, yeah.
The trigger shot to force ovulation, and I was really sick. I had an appointment with Mary that day, and I had to get my mother to drive me here. I was so sick I couldn't even drive.
Right, yeah.
But, so I did not get pregnant on any of the injections, and they stopped working. You're supposed to get multiple eggs for multiple chances, and the first 2 rounds, I got only 2 eggs, and then just 1, which is literally the same as what you would have if you don't go through all this.
Right. So it's like, what's the point when you take so much drug,
right,
and then, doing injectables,
yeah,
and you're still winding up with the same number that you would naturally have,
yeah,
right? That doesn't make sense.
That's right.
So it did not increase your chances.
No.
Okay.
So I spoke with Mary, and Mary kept encouraging me that I don't need the drugs, I don't need the fertility, just do it on your own. Just, build your health up on, and, less stress is better for you. and just go with that. And that's what I ended up doing. The fertility clinic couldn't help me. I didn't have any more eggs. There was no point in doing other rounds. You can't even do IVF without multiple eggs, so that wasn't even an option on the table. So I just left it just to naturally just let nature take its course.
And let me just back up a bit, though, right? Because when this happens, it's like, oh my gosh, if the fertility drugs
Right.
or a fertility clinic can't help me, I'm like a lost cause. But
Right.
really, the reality is, like, you guys got pregnant. It's just about getting the right one, right?
Correct. Science has to be right.
Science has to be right. There's so many things that come into play. And, you know, like I said, technically, from a fertility clinic point of view, you're considered reproductively old, and so is your partner, because your partner
Right.
is 6 years older.
I was already 40. He was in his late 40s.
Yeah, and as a late 40s man, there's also a thing with men being reproductively older as well that may impact the sperm, even though sperm sample showed okay. Now,
Right, it showed okay, yes.
now, there's another complication with this, though, right? Because, like, how supportive was he in terms of this whole fertility journey?
He wasn't that on board with going to the fertility clinic. His thought was mostly, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And we're getting older, we have a good life, so, you know, we could just leave it. He really wasn't all gung-ho with this. He wanted children, but he, I think, just accepted it's just not in the cards for us.
Right.
And he kind of put it out of his mind.
And how did that make you feel?
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't think about it that much. I was more focused on what I wanted.
So you get that, ladies? This is what happens.
I wanted the baby. He was okay either way. So, you know, we just kept trying.
So, meaning she was leading him, right?
Yes.
I mean, really. And the reason why I bring this to mind, or because this is what I see very often, right? Like, you know, the guy's like, yeah, you know, we have a good life. But it's the woman that says, oh, honey, I really want it, but I'm not going to really tell you about it. So weren't you going and you didn't even really tell him what you were up to, or what?
Not really. He knew I was doing shots. He didn't ask too much about what they were for, but he kind of would have to know, right?
Yeah.
Fertility clinic plus injections means, you know.
Yeah, you're trying.
You're trying. So
Yeah.
that was how it went.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was like partly on board, but you were basically carrying the
Correct.
weight of it all,
That's
which
right.
is stressful, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you in the end had how many miscarriages?
So I ended up, one of the pregnancies was ectopic, where I had to have surgery at 7 weeks, and they removed one of my tubes. But the doctor did say that you still have 2 ovaries, so it doesn't actually decrease your fertility chances. But it was still surgery, and there's recovery and waiting time as well after that. And then I had 2 other miscarriages, one at 5 or 6 weeks and one at 7 weeks.
And then in the end, actually, let's backtrack. When so you lost a tube because you had a tubal pregnancy.
Right.
So this is the interesting thing, and I want you guys all to get this. Our bodies are dynamic. It's kind of like we have a little ocean in our internal organs. So when you lose a tube, what may happen is, like, I hope you guys don't gross out by the visual, but when you have the tube, it can potentially move, right? So if you have 2 ovaries, so imagine one fallopian tube over here can catch the left ovary's egg.
That's what they explained to me at the hospital.
Right?
That it's still okay. You still have the egg go to the other side, which is amazing.
It is pretty amazing, but you know, people that have self-injectomy, the removal of the tube, often think, oh my gosh, then now it's definitely half the chance, but it's not necessarily the case.
No, they said it wasn't the case at all.
So that's really awesome that they said that.
Yeah.
And sure enough, after the ectopic pregnancy, how long did it take for you to get pregnant?
About 10 months.
And was that the baby?
No,
No,
that was
okay.
the miscarriage at the 9 weeks.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
No.
here we're back. We have poor connection, so hopefully everything's okay. So we'll make it quick. So you had a total of how many miscarriages and ectopic?
1 ectopic, 2 miscarriages.
2 miscarriages. And then just note that in between, it was almost a year between pregnancies.
I would say the whole journey was about 5 years of miscarriages before I had the pregnancy that turned out well.
Yes. And so how old were you when you had your baby?
43.
43. So conceived at 42,
42.
Had baby at 43.
Yes.
So the point of all this is that when you are not getting pregnant and when you are experiencing miscarriage, just know that there's still a possibility.
Right. And this was all natural.
Yeah.
No drugs. I can say what I believe really helped me was managing stress and overall life changes. So eating healthy, I started to do meditation and get acupuncture, and as well as Reiki. And that, I believe, helped my body become in a better place.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thanks. That's a really, really great point. And again, for those people that are watching, it's like you don't want to feel helpless and just go about trying. You know, you took proactive measures to make your body feel better.
Absolutely. The stress is a big one. If you just keep thinking about it, it doesn't happen. But when I just let it go and when it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And that's when I got pregnant, when I was not expecting it. When I don't even want to say the word given up, but when I just was like, it's out of my hands, we'll just see. And
yeah, and I totally get that, because it's like you want to control something that you can't control. So it's like, can we put less of a grip on what we cannot control and live our lives and be happy in the moment, and then let things spontaneously arise, which is your baby Jessica.
Right.
All right, so there's a couple of people watching, so I want to just wave. Thank you for watching, and hopefully if you enjoyed this, please share with your friends, because this is a very important conversation. And you know what, at the end of the day, it's about not losing hope, having the patience and perseverance without obsessing.
Correct.
Living your life.
For sure, yeah.
Any other words of advice for anyone trying out there right now?
No. I would honestly just say, just don't stress about it. That's what everyone says. It's easier said than done.
Because
I'm a stress ball. That's a good example. I've learned to not be as much of a stress ball and worry about everything and try to control every situation. But in the end, if you can manage to do that, it will make a world of difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you for stopping by. Please note that there's a lot more posts down below, and you can also check out marywong.life, where I have a video section of all the YouTube videos that we uploaded it onto YouTube, so you can actually subscribe to that. In that way, then people and your friends won't know that you're watching this. So that's an option. So have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Fertility Talks. And if you haven't done so already, pick up my book, Pathways to Pregnancy, where we have 15 stories of hope for you. Okay? Take care. Bye for now.